From what we know so far, Bishop has been away from Tryp for a while, and I don't know if it's because he saw this stuff. We're actually going to be talking to Bishop here soon.
Thank you.
His side of the story and events as well, hopefully tomorrow. Yeah. We had a call today, but we had to go on live. And once Bishop's side of the story comes out, it's all going to fall apart. So what we will hear what Bishop has to say, and we will share his truth. And that's going to be really interesting.
Communicating from
yet,
Zoom to Facebook. So we're trying to figure that out.
Did they get scared?
For those that are trying to join on Facebook, if you know of anybody trying to join on Facebook, you want to talk to, come to the Zoom link, which David is posting right now. So obviously this is not Thursday night. Same bat channel, different players, okay, are not different players, but different back channel, I should say. So welcome on a Tuesday night. Obviously there's been a tremendous amount of chatter going on the internet about Tryp. Our ex-CTO is off the rails. I don't know how to put it, but I'm not sure what he's doing. But I would describe it as off the rails. And that is a technical term, okay? That's a term for a train that derails. And that's what I think he's personally doing. I've not watched any of it. Pretty much none of us have. But we did want to address a lot of the things that he's saying because most of it is very, very incorrect. And he's spreading some things that are just completely false, which is very interesting. So
that,
Bob
my friend,
has
is a lie.
a presentation that he's going to do tonight. So David and I are really going to be just taking a back seat tonight. I would like to lay out some. This is not a place for you to come and bitch and complain. Okay, that's also a technical term that we're going to use tonight.
They won't allow any complaining.
Sue you being kicked off of the Zoom. So this is a place for you.
So they want to muzzle you.
Bob is saying it's a place where we're taking this opportunity to clear the air, to make sure that you have all the facts in front of you. We would have preferred not to have any drama around this.
Drama. The only drama queens that I know are sitting right here.
It doesn't help us to
this drama boy.
Drivers closer to driving and earning 100%. It doesn't assist with any of the things that we set out to do in this company, which is to make a better rideshare model. Okay, it's a complete and utter distraction for us. Okay. And I can speak for everybody in Tryp. It's frustrating that whatever is going through Taha Abbasi's head, this is how he is choosing to take it out, okay? He's choosing to purposely...
He's not, he's exposing you.
...attempt to hurt the company. And that's extremely frustrating. So I know that you're watching Taha. It is frustrating, and you know it. And none of us understand why you're doing this, okay? It makes no sense to us.
Really? It doesn't make any sense. It makes sense to the masses.
Know that.
Oh, he tries to act all tough now.
I'd like to turn it over to Bob again. If you are going to sit here and bitch, I will be the one to kick you off. Okay? So just know that that is not.
That's how bullies.
Here.
See the bullies, okay. Little bully. Boom! Bob, there he is, the old.
Thanks, Bill. Appreciate
the old fart.
Hey, everybody. Hey, Daniel. Good seeing you, dude. Washington. I want a bunch of people, if you want to just sign in right now, I'll call them off. Gary, how you doing, man? I know everybody's got a lot of questions. As everybody knows, there's been a little bit of a firestorm on the internet about some lawsuit that...
Oh, some lawsuit.
So we can't.
You don't look very too healthy, the old boy.
Obviously, in the litigation phase, everything's been turned over to our lawyers.
Right. You can't even afford lawyers.
Do some battle on this, and then we'll see what really comes out of it. Oscar, my bud. Hey, mi amigo.
Oscar, my bud, my amigo.
What I want to do is kind of give you a little bit of history. This is a two-part presentation. There's about 5 or 6 things that have to do with Taha. The rest is about where the company is today. Hi, Elsa. And where we're going as a company. And it's pretty exciting stuff. So I want to get through that. It's unfortunate, as a company, when Taha left, most of you probably on the call, and I wished him well, took the high road. All the kinds of things that are coming our way. So there's a few things we're going to explain, but not a lot I can go because of lawyers. But at least you'll get a little flavor of what took place here over the last
Flavor.
While Taha was involved as the CTO of the company.
It's a thing. I'm telling the truth.
So with
you,
that,
buddy.
let me jump into
Tell me
that.
the truth.
David, you want to put the first?
Yeah, because if you want to watch it, we'll send you the link. You're in there.
So and
this is just great.
Is that the number one? No, that's the wrong one. Number one slide.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
No, that's not the right one.
That's not the right. You don't even have your shit together, old man.
So anyway, when I met Taha, had a great meeting. We probably spent 2 or 3 hours together. He gave me his resume.
This is so good.
In the first 10 minutes, I liked him because he's a very likable guy. And then I said to him, Taha, I said, look, this is a real job. This is about, 80, 90, 100-hour work weeks. And he said, I get it. That's what I do every day. I said, great, man. I thought, well, what a golden find. And, we did a background on him. We looked up inside.
Can't find anything dirty, but if you do a background on you, my friend, doesn't look rosy.
In his bio. And I just want to make a couple of things. One is kind of funny, I think. It just says, as a summary, it says, innovative technology executive with over 13 years experience.
You hired him. Stop making excuses.
Multidisciplinary hands-on knowledge and track record developing scaling pioneering solutions at scale. He had to be 15 or 16 when he was starting that. So it's kind of interesting. And then you got his education at Harvard University, Cambridge, Mass. I think that was an online course. Not too sure about that. But probably the most important thing on this document are two things. So in the interview, one of the things I asked Taha, or I said to Taha, we're not interested in hiring somebody that has a full-time job or even a part-time job. We need full attention. What we're doing is we're taking on...
You hire, but you don't pay, McNulty.
For our drivers, we have a better ride, better solution.
2018 nothing, 2019 nothing, 2020 you're trying to counter spin his story.
I drove for Lyft and Uber. And so he drove a couple of years before he came here for them. So he did have some working knowledge, was great. And then I said to him, what experience do you have in putting teams together? He said, I have a company that I used to own called Webinapps, but I sold it, and I have a little bitty percentage in that company, and I'm a director. I said, great. So we have human resources covered. He's got talent that we can build off of. He said he's got as many as 40 and 50 people. In fact, he charges for 40 people sometimes. So one of the things that was interesting on his resume on page
Desperate.
2,
This guy's desperate, dude. I can tell it already. I know when I'm dealing with desperate people.
On page 2, and I know it's an eye test, it says Evalar, and it says Lehigh, Utah. It says Chief Technology Officer, March 2018 to present. That was the day that I met him, was present, because I spoke to him about this. And I said, you're full-time employed. He says, yeah, I just leaving the company. And I really want to do something bigger and better and all that. And I said, great, man. I was excited. Look at this young guy, full of it, man, really smart. And so, we called Evlar a number of times. Nobody ever returned our calls. So we really couldn't check out his background there. So, we did some other cursory background checks. But, he's just a great sales guy. And he really talks the talk. So a couple of things that occurred later on. So you see Evlar, March 2018 through present, which when I met him was in January of 2019. So, and then you go through the rest of his stuff. Some of it's kind of cursory, NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory. I really don't know what he did in some of these job functions. We called, some people didn't know who he was, things like that. But we just really went on face value because he was such a compelling individual. So when we started going down the road with Taha and he came on board, the company, he started full-time in February. His first deal was to get the apps up and running sometime, and he thought he could easily do it in July or August. So we started pointing towards that. He immediately got on a plane and went to Pakistan. He was gone for like 5-6 weeks. I don't really know the exact dates. So I assumed he was over there working the whole time, doing what he does. And then he came back, and then we decided to do, and I'm doing a short thing on this, decided then we're going to do the event in Miami, because we started building a lot of momentum in the Florida markets, right? Because we started going down to Florida early. And so what happened was we did the event, the app was supposed to work, and I was actually pretty excited because actually Oscar Fernandez is on this call tonight, and I took the first ride. Is what I thought was the first ride. I came back, and Taha showed me the OTP code, swiping, and all the stuff. And I'm a tech guy, but not like that kind of tech guy to write code. And so what happened was, after the ride, I was telling Dave Mata how great it was. Look, man, we got our product. We can go to market. We start opening markets. And David said, "Hey, Bob, that's not really a full-blown app yet. We still got a long way to go." So the long way to go was we never got the app completed. So we said, okay, let's just step back here. Let's see what else we can do. Give them some time to finish up the app. And then we have
Crack-a-lack in LA, we're exposing Rob McNulty, the fraud.
Like a joint venture. And so we took that opportunity to go to New York, and that gave Taha
This little weasel up here.
We did not open in Florida because of money. We didn't open in Florida because we didn't have an app. That's just straight up stuff. So
see how I notice how this is a sign you're lying when you scratch your nose like this, just so that you know. This is a sign you're lying. Watch him. Every time he goes like this, you know he's made a lie.
So
it's a very, very typical gesture that you have to study in the business room. Unless the guy, he has a cold or whatever, and he's got... But this guy, touch your nose or... Exactly.
Hey, so during this time, Taha said, "Hey, don't worry, man. We're going to keep working. We'll get the app done. We'll keep billing. And so we'll get the app done." I said, "Okay, great, man. Just go for it." And so what happened was we get down the road here, and the app's not working. We go to New York. Eris and our people
are you talking about yourself?
Really connected with
or are you talking about McNulty?
We're really disappointed. They called me after the first meetings there.
My fridge is stocked with good food.
I thought was odd that they left Vincent behind, because Nick and Eric actually reported to Vincent, and Todd just took him up there and told Vincent to stay behind. So I was kind of appalled about that, because that wasn't very cool. Because
this guy's a Tryp, man.
That group that really has solid experience and was questioning the validity of the apps that were built. So he was left behind. So in the suing process, Taha was flexing his muscles with the company and was dictating what we were going to do. When I say we the company, Bob McNulty and different executives of the company. So we had a phone call where he laid out his terms to the company.
I just want to say at this point that Taha has clearly laid out that they've hired a lot of different people and he's paid none of them.
I'd like to see the apps working.
He's paid none.
And I'd also like to see one other thing. I'd like to see a detailed accounting of the spend. How many programmers,
arms or legs.
Who were they? How many hours?
I love it.
He refused to do it. So we slow pay.
Have to, buddy.
By design. I saw...
Dennis, we have to expose these frauds. I mean, the documentation is there. I mean, the guy walked out with a file, all the documents, right?
And then we went into a few
and you just have to see how what his son says in these videos. Taha played it. Were they actually mocking drivers? Were they actually ripping them off? We're ripping them off and mocking them.
In the company, and asked me, and actually told me that we should take the technology, form a new corporation, take the technology and put that in the new corporation, and screw our shareholders. And Taha wanted 50% of the company.
Oh.
So here's a guy that hadn't built an app yet. Nobody's taking a ride. And he's telling me to screw my shareholders. And Taha actually has this recording. I know he plays a lot of recordings for you guys, so maybe he can play that for you guys. Ask him about it. And I told him, I said, son, I'm going to excuse you for your youth and inexperience to ask a question like that. And we all should go back to work, because this is nonsense. And then that very next day, he quit. The reason he quit is we were in the middle of getting a funding done. And one of our people told him that, and he says, I got to quit. I got to screw it up for the company that they can't get this funding. And if I quit, they won't get a funding. That was it. That's how easy it was for him to leave the company. They really didn't do a whole lot with, in fact. Can you go to chart number 5, David?
I just called him out. He's going to cut me off the stream. Watch. I just said, you're a fraud.
One of the things,
Bob, you are a fraud. Your company is done. Pack of cards. Rideshare professor. Watch this. They're going to kick me off right now. Watch him kick me off.
Somebody had to do
I said it there, right there. Bob, you're a fraud. Your company, right there. That's my thing there.
In the way he structured everything.
Watch me getting kicked out of the stream, and then I'm going to jump over to Taha. They're going to kick me out.
And found out that Taha had been the CTO, still is to this day. I took this screenshot
Watch.
off of this website yesterday. He started with that company, guess what? October of 2018. So he worked full-time for Tryp. He worked full-time for SumiStream.
Said it right there. Bob, you're a fraud.
Here's the math. Let's say he did 80 hours a week with both companies, right? Both companies, 80 hours a week, which is normal for a tech guy. That's 160
I haven't
hours.
been kicked out yet.
How many hours are there in a week? There's only 168. So he gets to sleep 8 hours a week.
No, this is live on their side.
So you wonder what was really going on, why we didn't get tech built, why the things didn't happen properly. We were deceived that he came to work for the company. We bargained, and in his agreement, it states he has to work for the company. All his work.
But here's a fine difference. What Taha is exposing is that they have not paid the bills. He's keeping the teams going with his own money. This is how these guys work. They hustle everyone. They'll take investors' money.
The day that Dave Mott and I met, build a great rideshare company. Let's build it for the people. We saw the people getting screwed in value, their work product. It's hard.
And no investors are coming on board because they've checked this guy out. This guy doesn't have a resume. He's screwed people over the last 20, 30 years. SEC, he has run in with everyone.
I've built companies on huge tech bases, much more complicated than this. I could never figure out why it took 10 months to go nowhere. I could never figure out why nothing ever worked. Kind of the interesting things that happened were along the way when I started looking back at a lot of this stuff and seeing that Taha was the CTO. In fact, I got a call from that guy you see, Garrett Baxter, that's the CEO and chairman of that company.
Surprised I'm still in that room.
Unsolicited.
After I
Called me on the phone. Can't divulge the phone call, but he did call me. So what happened was when we roll back to, and some of this looks almost by design, and I'm not saying it was. It could be as innocent as buffoonery, not really understanding, thinking he understood, but didn't, or his team. The market tracker we started the week after he started here full time. To this day, it's never been finished. Had nothing to do with money. I was on him all the time about it because I get phone calls, emails, text messages. Never got finished. When you look at our commission system that we had, he disconnected from that commission system back
the guys are still
September,
kissing his ass in the stream.
His own commission system. However, there was no
These guys are the sheep. They don't see it. They really. You have all the evidence in the world, and people remain blind. People have their shutters on. They're not willing to take the shutters off. They just eat the ice cream. They drink the Kool-Aid. You got to read this. These are the people guzzling the Kool-Aid. Look.
He disconnected from that for whatever reason, and I told him not to, but he did anyway. Todd just kind of goes on his own little game plan. And so anyway, we had no tech rolling out of October, November, December. We had no app. We had no nothing. I'm not a fool. I'm not going to write checks. You'd have to have rocks in your head. And I'm going to show you guys something in a second that you'll start to see some things. So no August launch, no app. We decided to go to New York. Give him time.
Why did you go to New York? Why are you hopping all over the show? Collect money and Vegas, collect money in California, collect money in Miami, and then run to New York. Why?
So it made sense to us. However, he never did anything.
Makes sense. CENTS2 didn't make sense to the drivers.
But the excuses. There was over 500 bugs in the software. 500. I'm going to show you something. This are bugs and fixes. We used to do sprints. Now I'm not a tech guy, so I could be wrong, because I know Todd's going to pick this up and he's going to play nonsense with it. But these are the fixes. These are sprints. 500, 600, 1,000 bug fixes. They're rewriting. One thing I do know about code, if you break it somewhere and you don't understand it, you know where you broke it, and you try to fix it, you might break it somewhere else. So I don't know if that's going on. I'm not a tech guy, like I said, where I can read code.
We need to get some facts clear here. All throughout 2018,
they could build this stuff.
They're launching at the end of 2018, right? They're launching. They actually have fictitious cars on the map. So they put out a fake map. Taha's not even on board by that time, right? At some point, because they're not performing, they're not following their launching timelines beginning 2019, they bring Taha on, right? And after he sees what's going on, he puts everything on a hard drive. He's not paying anymore. He's not paying the bills anymore. He leaves. So you can, Liam, will you open up for them? Can you open up for them?
So that's a good chart. Leave that one up there. I'm going to talk about it. So that's where we are on the tech. He had a failed takeover attempt here. He actually tried to take over the company.
Tried to take over the company.
Todd, you own any stock? I never heard of a guy taking over a company that didn't own any stock. So in my research, he did the same thing at SumiStream. It's a product. They had a firefight up there. The thing up there, they
James Campbell, you're right on that, dude.
And then he,
Eddie Cuevas in the house. How are you? Savage Scientist in the house. Ari G in the house. Patrick Sargent in the house. Esmeralda in the house. Dennis in the house. Jimmy Abstract Echo in the house. Yuyito 83 in the house. Salute you all.
Let me show you something.
You can hit the thumbs up, please.
So WebApp is a company that Taha said he started. He's a director.
They're just trying to attack his resume. There's nothing of substance here, right? The bottom line is we're in 2020, and they just...
I went on. By the way, all this stuff I'm showing you is open source.
I'm pretty amazed that after, in my live stream, I tell him that he's a fraud. I'm still not kicked out.
And you have a WebApp LLC. And it says, canceled failure to pay tax, 2019. So he's operating out of a corporation that's not even a legal
Trying to scare him back, right? They're going to try to silence Taha by finding a little bit of the dirt. Maybe you always find some dirt on everyone. That's a fact, right? But they're trying to use scare tactics to scare him back, right? So he backs off. But if you put it on a scale, who has what information? Bob has 1 5-cent coin here, a penny, and you have a bar of gold of information against him. Abstract Impressions, how are you? So the scales are not in Bob's favor as who has what on who.
I thought the guy was spectacular. I love this guy for the first 6 months.
Ty was the whistleblower, yeah.
You guys saw me how I pounded the table, how great he was. He was the most phenomenal guy. He's a rock star. Put him on stage. He talked about shooting a penny to the moon. Might have been a quarter. Who knows? So anyway, put up the next chart. Chart 8. So on the way, there's always funny things happening lately. And I needed to bring this to somebody's attention on this chart. So this chart is, we own a number of URLs, like 50 or 60 of them. They're in my...
You own a lot of URLs, yeah, because you start companies, take money, and move on to the next URL. I've checked this guy out. I mean, he's been doing this for years.
Everything went through the admin side.
Comes up with an idea, takes the money, takes investors' money, shuts it down, moves to the next. That's why he has so many URLs.
A lot of these were on auto renewal. And the contact point, which you see here, says Tryp Technology Admin Office, 2801 Centerville Road, Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. And then it gives a phone number, and then in the email address it says us@com. Really know the exact date.
They ring the bell.
He doesn't know a lot of
exactly like that, working the whole time.
Hey guys,
doing what he does 10 days ago. And then he came back, and then so I don't know how Bossy Industries, I'm doing my back office. Decided
anybody could be this skill set apparently.
Sorry, I'm trying to jump back to.
And if you wanted to know, he was in there. He knows we on Tryp Rides. He's been part of this discussion for the last 6-7 months. But I just thought it was interesting to bring it up. And then Nick, I want to talk a little about Nick because I hear a lot of stuff going on about Nick too, and it's unfortunate because Nick and Eric were buds. Nick and Eric were at Taha's for, I don't know, 10 days or 15 days or something like that. And they wanted Eric to drink that Kool-Aid and hang out with him.
The Kool-Aid. You supply the Kool-Aid, buddy.
Eric felt really bad.
Yeah, they're in panic mode. You wouldn't make this video if you're not in panic mode. It's childish to try and spin back, right? It's really childish. Look, this is what it is. It's a strategy against a strategy.
This country is in a lockdown.
Taha Bassi is loading the bases with the information he has, trying to scare this guy, right? Obviously hasn't been paid, hoping for payment. This guy now retaliates by trying to attack his resume. This needs to go to court. You got to stop all this nonsense, and you got to go straight to court, right? You let the attorneys battle it out. You go after the money. You can't get into a pissing match, right? Bob McNulty is pissing on Taha. Taha is pissing on Bob McNulty. I mean, what Taha has done is he's been the whistleblower. He's out. He's put all the information out. Now he needs to stop the videos. Now he's trying to play the pandemic card. Oh, we're in this pandemic, and this is what they're concentrating about. He's a master on manipulating. He's a master bully, and he's very good at manipulating emotions. That's what he's good at. And this comes from someone that studied psychology. He's trying to play a.
We brought it home so many times, thinking we got a product, and we didn't. But I understand that Nick was said I was called stupid. I guess somebody told me that. Maybe it wasn't true, but I was called stupid because Nick was never given a.
Oh, he's backpedaling. He's really Captain Mark here. That a way to lower the hammer.
His independent contractor agreement.
Got to slam the hammer down, baby.
Sign that.
Hammer time.
Right. So it's not a case he didn't get that. He chose not to sign that. Same thing on his stock options. Can you put up the next one? I blacked out the thing so you can't see, any particular information. But there's a stock option agreement, and he chose not to take that either. That's his decision. We offered it to him as a
Tryp is falling apart in front of their eyes, and they're just trying to save ship. They're trying to literally trying to plug the holes in the ship. It's leaking everywhere.
I think I should get more stock. Hey, I should do this. I said, Taha, no problem. I'll double you up. You got 2.3 million shares. I'll give you another 2-3. Get me up. Get the apps done. You'll have 5 million shares. You're going to make yourself really well. But you know what? He didn't realize he couldn't get the apps up.
Well, he's also, Paul, what he's also doing is constantly scratching his nose. It's a very well-known piece of body language if someone's lying. Right? They talk, and then when they get to something, they keep on doing this. Watch it.
Was performing for our drivers. They are the backbone of this company, and we respect them. We love them.
You've been collecting from them since 2018. It's collecting 2018, 2019, 2020, taking monies from the drivers.
If you don't think so, ask most of these people on this call how many times I've flown to Texas and Chicago in Florida, in all these different states on a whim, turnarounds to Dallas, Phoenix, Arizona, and LA. I'm all in it for the drivers, 100%, because I know that if we take care of the drivers, they're going to take care of the company. It's a pretty simple equation. Nothing difficult to understand about that. So I don't want to harp on the Tahoe thing.
And when Savage Scientists, when I met them in the first meeting, they just literally had renderings. They did cut and paste of an Apple building and they slapped it onto their Vegas building. It was all just photoshopped renderings, nothing more. Selling a pipe dream. It was a whole presentation of stolen pictures from Apple and other just pasted onto buildings. Oh, look at our building in Vegas. There was nothing there. They were for lease signs. There was not a single tenant in there, and that was apparently their headquarters. So they've been faking it all along, man. And then they took a picture of me in that meeting and they said that I endorsed them. I went crazy on them. I'm literally calling them and texting them and said, hey, I did not endorse SHIT.
So we have
Power to breathe.
For the last 8 months, we're going to have to change the name from TRYP Tryp to TRIP Tryp for one single reason.
TRI?
When we started
because you didn't even check your patents and copyrights, you fool.
And we knew that there was a business out there that used TRYP. We were told by our lawyers not to worry about it. It's at a different venue. They're in the hotel business. So
because they've been stringing people along. That's how MLM. You build the hype. You hop around the country. You throw a party and another party, and you throw another launch party and another. That's how the MLMs do it. They pump up these different markets and they get all of these recruiters on board that are just recruiting. Next thing, a year goes by, another year goes by, but then people start asking the tough questions, right? When the product is not delivered, when the MLM doesn't have a product, usually that's the moment it falls. And this, here they can just say, to all the Tryp drivers, they can say, thank you, Taha, for exposing this. Thank you for walking out with the hard drive, right, and putting it out there. They're done now. They're fried.
To move the company forward.
Everywhere you go right now, you Google or anything on Tryp, all of these videos show up, right? All of this information shows up.
We have a young guy, Daniel Hahn, who works with Dave Mata.
Pyramid scheme, classic pyramid scheme.
And I'm going to walk you through it. It almost puts tears in your eyes. Because
see how he's trying to play the emotional and almost puts tear in your eyes. Just emotional bullshit. This guy is such a con artist.
We haven't been able to perform because we haven't had an app, right? We haven't been able to get out there. We tried. We paid a lot of money. We've thrown money at it, but it hasn't got us anywhere yet. But we're getting there, and you're going to see some stuff. You're going to blow your minds right now. So they came up with a tagline, going places and doing good. If you think about that, we wanted to be a little different. We didn't want to just have the standard rideshare look and feel. And believe me, it's not me. It actually was our guys. It was Daniel and David that came up with this. In the byline, going places and doing good. That is so appropriate about what our company is about, because our company is about helping people up, lifting a hand, all those kinds of things that make a difference in people's lives. We're not just entrepreneurs hacking out a business. We're entrepreneurs that are helping people. That want to
how are you helping the people? Taking the money, aren't you helping yourselves? How are you helping the people?
Tom already knows this. He might even know this because he's got a great educational background. But when you look at a company and you're going to start it, you have to look at not only the factors, competition,
look at
pricing, all that stuff, but what is your invested capital? What's your rate of return? Is it 10%, 15, 18, 20%?
Only been taking money. They've given nothing back. You show me something that's functioning where somebody can make money. Nothing. Zero. So that is a huge, huge lie. Huge lie. Let me just...
So we can come up and do more things. We can do more things in the neighborhoods, in the localization of what we're doing. These are all strategies that we formulated way in advance before anybody else showed up. This is Dave Mata and myself and a few other individuals talking about that. This is the reason our company is still here. Is because...
Yeah, the reason your company is still here is because you're just collecting monies. You haven't produced anything. Show me anything that they've produced. Show me something.
I have to tell you a little story. Oscar Fernandez was on this call. And Oscar's like a brother to me. I met Oscar 15 months ago. He started speaking English, and I was 5 times a week. and we get it through translators. And last November, we were together, and
Sounds like crap.
not accepting at all. So we met over at this restaurant.
Problem is they are that stupid.
We came in from LA. We met at the Chicago. And it's every Latino, every Hispanic in our company loves this company. Loves it. Because it's a way for them to provide for their families. It's because we care about them. And the question is...
They're not making money, so how are you helping the Latino community? It's full of shit. You're just taking money from them. You're feeding on that community and giving them false hope. They're making no money. There's no one out there making money.
People are trying to steal our dream. They're trying to take our dream from us. If you don't have hope, it's the most powerful word.
Boy, this guy's a...
You have to have hope every day that things are going to be better the next day. You have to be optimistic. I came home from that lunch and I actually cried.
Oh, he cried.
Because, and this is what pisses me off right now, we try really hard for our people. And then we have to put up with this kind of nonsense. But let me tell you, everybody in this company is committed. And nobody's going to take this apart. You can try, but let me tell you, you're going to get bloodied up in this mess. So, and I know I'm emotional because they believe in this company, and I'm not going to let them down. So, Tryp, going places and doing good is what you're going to be doing, and very damn soon. So here's the other things, and this is the new website. We're Corey and his team are working on this right now. A better way to ride. Look at the visuals on that. Turn to the next slide up. Look at the visuals on that. Better way to ride. Our mission is being refreshing. Is to be. Excuse me. Our mission is to bring a refreshing experience to our rides through generous incentives and innovative features. But look at that. The way it looks. This is not the stuff you see on the internet for other rideshare companies. A better way to drive. Our mission is to protect the drivers, not just physically, but financially as well. Healthy drivers are the foundation of our company. And we know that. And we live it and we breathe it. But look at the artwork on this. Look at that photo. It's totally different. Doing good with every ride. In other words, every time a car moves, a little percent of that money gets put away for a nonprofit in that marketplace, or anybody that we give a helping hand up to in that marketplace. That's what we're about. So this is where we're going with the company.
You're going nowhere.
Here's what we've developed in about 9 weeks. Once you flip that chart up there on Tryp ecosystem.
Host has been removed. There we go. See that? Now we jump. See now, because I outed him, they cut it off. Obviously. They can't handle the truth, but we keep on going.
Miami, because we started building a lot of momentum into the Florida markets, right? Because we started going down to Florida early. And so what happened was we did the event, and I was actually pretty excited because Oscar Fernandez is on this call tonight, and I took the first ride. Was what I thought was the first ride. I came back and Taha showed me the OTP code, swiping, and all the stuff, and I'm a tech guy, but not like that kind of tech guy to write code. And so what happened was, after the ride, I was telling Dave Mata how great it was. Look, man, we got our product. We can go to market. We're going to start opening markets. And David said, hey, Bob, that's not really a full-blown app yet. We still got a long way to go.
Guys,
so
to make
a long way to go.
Each and every one of you. I have evidence. They're giving me gold right now.
Okay, let's just step back here. Let's see what else we can do. Give him some time to.
I don't care. I'll slap that guy from here to Cairo, my friend. I just want him to. Just want him. You see, he's been threatening Taha. He can make a threat here.
They have insurance in my name. Why they didn't launch? This is so good.
We did not open in Florida.
It's okay. This is plan B. We hop over here. Same story. I was just seeing how long it would take for them to kick me out.
Judge for yourself. I'm not going to try to convince anybody of anything. We know as a company, Bill, everybody.
They're not going to show any documentation
at the Florida event. So that's what really happened. The app didn't work. And to this day, the app still doesn't work.
And that's it. I can show you a demo of the app right now working that you're not paying for.
Around $300,000
This
for Taha, with another about 150 or 80,000 left to pay. So during this time, Taha said, "Hey, don't worry, man. We're going to keep working. We'll get the app done. We'll keep billing. And so we'll get the app done." I said, "Okay, great, man. Just go for it." And so what happened was we get down the road here, and the app's not working. We go to New York.
This is great.
Eris and our people that we're really connected with in New York were really disappointed. They called me after the first meetings there, and the thing I thought was odd that they left Vincent behind, because Nick and Eric actually reported to Vincent, and Todd just took him up there and told Vincent to stay.
I actually told you.
So I was kind of appalled about that.
This is great.
Very cool. Because Vincent's the only guy on
They're having fun.
that really has solid experience and was questioning the validity of the apps that were built.
This is
So he's left behind.
guys. We have videos of
So in the same process,
in hours.
Taha was flexing his muscles for the company,
This is great.
and
This exactly.
Pico,
what we're going to do. When
we're
I say
taking you
company, Bob McNulty,
into
So you,
a battle that's interrupted by two whistleblowers who've left a company called Tryp. Tryp has been collecting monies from drivers, feeding on mainly the innocent Latino community for 3 years, 2018, 2019, 2020, taking their money and luring them into this false dream. They've been pulling them along, tagging them along for 3 years now. These guys left because all the fees were not paid. So what we're witnessing right now is a pissing match between two parties, but the bottom line is that the Tryp walls are coming down. These guys just need to get some heavy hitter attorneys.
That Taha may not like to talk about, where he actually was on a call with all of our employees.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was.
And
I
asked
asked you to
me,
stop.
and actually told me that we should take the technology, form a new corporation.
Tryp, Mark Roughton, Tryp plus Tryp equals poop emoji.
Reduce the company.
I love it.
I said
Mark.
that while I was at Tryp because you were screwing the company over. I said exactly that. I'm not.
They had to
I
build an
that.
app. Nobody's taking a ride. And he's telling me to screw my shareholders.
That is
And-
not
and-
what I said. I have the recorded video. You're screwing your shareholders.
Tikai has no interest in screwing shareholders. This is a master in this game. He's been doing this from project to project, company to company, getting people in, taking investment money, folding, starting the next thing. It's all these start cycles, no completion cycles. That's what Bob is known for. That's why he's at run-in with the SEC multiple times over the last 20, 30 years. He's a start cycler. Starts, collects, takes. Starts, collects, takes. Never completes. He's not a completer. He's not a person that knows the word completion. Has no idea.
Protecting drivers, dude.
That was it. That's how easy it was.
Show all the evidence.
To leave it.
The beautiful thing is
They really
can't
didn't
show any evidence of
a whole
that.
lot
They're saying-
with. In fact, can you go to chart number 5?
This is better than I think. Yep.
So after
This is remember this. He's gonna claim
one
that
of the
it is.
things that
It's in his contract. It's in my employment contract.
Dude, been
I
around
can
the
pull it
block.
up right now.
Nobody just learns to do that on the fly. Somebody had to do that before. The way Taha went after the company and the way he structured everything. So I started doing some homework and found out that Taha had been the CEO, still is to this day. I took this screenshot off of this website yesterday. He started with that company, guess what? October.
I'm telling the guy that is giving them all the ammunition for the deposition.
So he worked full-time for Tryp. He worked full-time for Sushi.
I have evidence of that.
So
No, it is in the contract, but
let's say
but
he
he's
did 80 hours a week with both companies.
I'm bringing it
So
out.
if they are shooting every one of his statements down, they literally have to call him. All they have to do is turn these into questions in a deposition. You said such and such. So if he lies on the record or if he goes against anything he says, he must have a master memory to remember every single line.
If you're supporting this shit, you were here at my house.
Why the things didn't happen properly?
You're getting too emotional.
That he came to work for the company.
Guys, look at this.
They're getting too emotional.
Bargain, and in his agreement, it states he has to work for the company. All his work for the company.
This is my employment.
So,
Cannot get emotional.
I didn't want to start this fight.
Calm down. Just keep.
We found out. I just said,
Right here.
Listen, write it off.
Break down the fact.
Let me introduce it.
First trip in 2009. Too much drama. I agree, Eddie. It's a pissing match right now. Pissing.
That the employer will allow
Tryp.
employee to take time off.
This is what Dustin said. Tryp is going to launch
and
in.
then meetings with board of directors.
Listen to what Dustin said today. Tryp is going to launch in. I cried when I read this. Tryp is going to launch in 2009. That was Dustin. Fuck, he's funny.
It was in my employment. And it blows. It was like one call a week. You just stole that. It's right here. Employment agreement
Calm down.
between me and Tryp. I notified them that I am a successful executive that advises multiple companies.
They feel like they have to justify. Don't do this. You don't have to justify yourself. Listen and take notes. Listen and take notes. These guys obviously haven't been to court. Listen and learn.
Guys, I have the board member of that company.
Desmond Ambrak, 100% correct. They are doing this tattletelling on each other. Doesn't work. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. You got to remove yourself from the pissing match. You've put the evidence down. They've taken the bait. They're countering with their story, which means you've scared them. You have their attention, right? Now, if you don't follow through with your request for admissions, right? What they call RFAs. Jimmy knows what I'm talking about. Request for admissions, right? You file your derogatories. You file your discovery.
I have all of the documentation. Let's turn on the
recorded deposition recorded. This is where they need to move this now. They need to move it away from the pissing match into, into the legal field now. They have everything they need, right? They have a 2 terabyte file with all the info, all the letters, videos of the people boasting how they would screw people over. Literally, will take the money. They can't file chargebacks. That is what you need to concentrate on. You should not be getting into a pissing match where he has to defend and get into his ego. I didn't do that. I didn't say that. Take notes, my friends. This is the reason why I made this video, right? Because I wanted to see how they're playing the game. There is no strategy from both sides. Currently, there's no strategy from both sides.
Taha's strategy to give him time. So it made sense to us. However, he never did anything.
Taha, expose it, 1 or 2 videos, put the stuff out there, keep all your aces back, all your good documents, keep them back. Don't put everything on the table. Let your attorneys go after them and let these guys reply. This is valuable information. You got to let this guy talk, because now you can force him into a deposition and say, on the 14th of April, you said so-and-so. Is that true? On the 14th of April at 6:50 p.m., you said so-and-so. Do you stick by that? On the April the 14th at 7 p.m., you made this following statement. Is this true? And you get them on the record, and then you bring in your evidence, your aces, to shut them down and present that. These guys are done. Tryp is done. But these guys need to calm the heck down.
bugs. You're
But I
so
thought we had
stupid,
the
dude. You
smartest
don't even
guy
know what
in the
you're
planet.
talking about. This is great.
That could build this stuff. Apparently isn't the smartest guy on the planet.
This is
Yeah,
great.
he needs to
See all
stop.
these tests, and you can
El
see all
Chapo,
the
you're right.
numbers of all the bugs.
El Chapo is right.
Over 500.
Needs to stop
So
there.
when Taha
Just
left
let the guy
company
speak
just recently, one of the
and
things
dig
he's
his
done
hole
is have
deeper.
a
Just let him dig his hole.
pay for and get
But these guys
and the answer in the
are dancing around you. You can't use this body language in court.
wouldn't guarantee it would work.
You can't. The judge will shut you down and say, excuse me,
If it didn't work.
you know,
Because we'd be throwing
can you just
another
calm down?
150,
Guys,
200 grand down the
Remember
rabbit.
everything he's saying. I'm going to make
So
deals.
that's a good chart. Leave that one up there. I'm going to talk
This
about
is
it.
amazing.
He feels the need to justify himself. He doesn't have to justify himself. The bulk of the argument was already done in the first video. He took sound bites from these directors and played what they were saying. That's enough to sink their ship. And then he has all the paper to back it up. But
in my research,
this is dangerous territory you're stepping in now if you're getting into a pissing match.
This
he
is
couldn't
great.
produce a product. They had a firefighter.
No,
This guy's also being too emotional
I
here.
have a board member of Simon refuting
They
this.
went into escrow.
No, Tony Slaughter, they're passionate, no doubt. I'm not taking away. Love these guys. I'm not putting them down. Right, I'm with them. I mean, why am I making this video? I'm making this video for them. I'm just talking like we get a chance to see. We're almost like in a courtroom environment, right? You know, let's pretend there's an invisible judge, and you got this talk and this. The judge would shut one party up right now. Defendant, please keep quiet. Allow the plaintiff to speak, or vice versa, right? They should just let him talk, and then they need to make a video and break it down. But to
Yeah, but you don't.
So I went to corporate offices in Delaware, corporations, and you have a web and app.
can you
LLC.
copy and paste the link?
It says canceled failure
Which one,
to-
Ari? Which one?
2019. So he's operating out of a corporation.
Brilliant.
Order in the house. Order in the house. Boom, 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 boom. Order in the house. Order in the house.
Dollars there, and he's operating
Now you're just.
not in a legal zone.
This is great.
So it's kind of interesting to see what he's doing now. Either he's like
It's giving you all the ammunition you need. I'm going to write that. He is giving
that was
you all
or he was a
the
buffoon
ammunition
and fell his way into what he was
you
doing.
need
I don't know
for
which one it is. And frankly, I
your
don't even care.
deposition.
It's
Stay calm.
his life. I thought the guy. I loved this guy for the first 6 months he was with this company. You guys saw me how I pounded the, you know.
Yeah, you paraded around for investors.
He's the most phenomenal guy. He's a rock star. Put him on stage. He talked about shooting a penny to the moon.
Could pocket money and run off with it.
Might have been a quarter. Who knows? So anyway.
They're in a pissing match. Whose glass fills quicker, Tony Slaughter? Right now, it's pretty much the same. You've got two full bottles of urine in a pissing match.
By the way, there's always funny things happening lately. And I needed to bring this to somebody's attention.
I love this
chart.
This is
This
how you
chart is,
go how.
we own a number of URLs, like 50 or 60 of them. They're in my GoDaddy account. And Taha had control of that, which he should have. He was, the technology officer of the company.
So what's the
Everything
problem?
went through the admin side of the business. About 10 days ago, I went in there to make sure, because a lot of these were auto renewal. And the contact point, which you see here, says Tryp Technology Admin Office, 2801 Centerville Road, Delaware, Wilmington, Delaware. And then it gives a phone number. And then in the email address, it says us@avasiindustries.com. There were 5
Take notes,
of
man.
these like that. They weren't like that 10 days ago.
This is so good.
So I don't know how.
Yeah, the people who help
got into my
set up these
background,
domains, and they're gonna come
put
on and
that
talk
stuff
about
on
this.
there, and it's date
Okay.
stamped.
Rudy's gonna.
We have everything date stamped.
Oh, yeah.
We have photos of it. And I'm not saying
They haven't been in the
maybe
legal
it's an
courtroom.
oversight. Maybe he did it by accident. But I just find these things interesting.
You only speak when your lawyer says
If you
speak,
want to know,
really.
he goes in there, he knows
Unless you're a very, very good speaker in front of the judge,
last
and your attorney gives you a lot of airtime because he knows you can speak. But generally speaking, the attorney does everything. A lot of these documents shouldn't have seen the light of day. They should have given him a little bit of an appetizer to Tryp. This is what we have, so that they clearly know they walked out with everything. And then this is what's going to sink him here, because he's digging a hole, right? They can easily, with the information that they have, break down all of his falsehoods, right? That'll happen at a trial, right? But nothing happens unless you get a really heavy hitter attorney that starts picking them apart in discovery. Requests for admissions, derogatories, depositions, recorded depositions.
They're taking money from drivers. That's exactly when you're taking money from innocent drivers right now who have to decide between groceries or paying for you because you're selling it.
Ryan, how are you, buddy?
I got a guy. You got to meet this Nick.
And even if they did a non-disclosure agreement, NDA, it wouldn't hold up. They can break that NDA with all of the stuff that they have here, right? They could probably make this into a racketeering case. I mean, the courts, the judges love Ponzi schemes, MLM. Anyone that's dressing themselves up in an MLM suit, the courts will listen to it right away. A lot of those Ponzi schemes are racketeering schemes. Look at the Bernie Madoff, right? All of those guys that came down. This is what this guy is. He's a master at this. He creates, takes monies from investors, folds. Creates, takes, folds. He never completes and rolls out a functioning platform, something that really is functioning and working and that would make money for the investor. He's not known for that. The people haven't done the homework on him.
But I understand that Nick said, I was called stupid, I guess. Somebody told me that.
He likes to use that word. I was called stupid. Victim. See?
Nick was never.
I was called stupid. I was called stupid. He likes to play the little victim. He thinks that, he knows that'll maybe resonate with his base, right?
I love how these guys have
He chose not to sign that.
Because you were bribing him, dude.
So it's not a case he didn't get that. He chose not to sign that. Same thing on his stock options. Can you put up the next one? I blacked out the thing so you can't see, any particular information.
When did you?
But there's a stock option agreement, and he chose not to take that either.
When did you set that
decision?
Look at the date.
We offered it to him as a company.
He said that's June.
And he rejected it.
I didn't see that until the day before I quit.
3 months before he left the company and said, "Hey, I think I should get more stock. Hey, I should do this." I said, "Taha, no problem. I'll double you up. You got 2.3 million shares. I'll give you another 2-3. Get me up. Get the apps done. You'll have 5 million shares. You're going to make yourself really well." But you know what? He didn't realize he couldn't get the apps up. The other thing he didn't realize? If he looked at his contract, he actually wasn't even allowed to ask for more enumeration in his contract. But I agreed to it. And I would have done it if he'd gotten this up. All I cared about was performing for our drivers. They are the backbone of this company, and we respect them. We love their energy is amazing.
This is brilliant.
And I'm here for them every single day, 7 days a week, 24/7. If you don't think so, ask most of the people on this call how many times I've flown to Texas and Chicago,
Repeating himself like a parrot.
Florida, and all these different states on a whim. Turnarounds to Dallas.
Well, Peaceful Life, they've been promising those face masks for 2 months now. I've heard of DoorDashers receiving sanitizer masks and gloves. It's the only company that I've heard of that are legitimately supplying drivers. They're shipping it out. Nothing has reached Uber drivers or Uber Eats delivery drivers, unless you can say, "Hey, I just received my masks from Uber today."
Challenges that'll be made. I've been there before. I've seen it.
Of course, yeah, of course. They posted a bunch of links for it.
We'll go through bank accounts and wire transfers and who got what. All that stuff will come out in the light of day.
Yes, it will.
Sunlight. You'll see it all. And that's why the court system in America is so great.
We're bringing it out right now, buddy.
And we'll all get to see it.
The court system.
And when it's over, we'll get to see what really happened.
This is great.
So with that, I want to talk about the real thing.
Oh, man.
Because we got some exciting stuff.
Getting too emotional.
I'll tell you about it. So we have known in this company for the last month that we're going to have to change the name from TRYP Tryp to TRIP Tryp for one single reason. When we started the company,
YouTube blocked that message, Ryan. I just green-lighted it. It says, free face mask. Is shipping free? I would be hesitant. Remember the smallpox blankets. Also, DoorDash supplies require $6 shipping. Yeah, they are charging for shipping. Correct. I forgot to say that.
Because we could have changed it then, but you know, we were told we're okay. Don't worry. Well, you know, the hotel.
A little bit of drama. I'm not gonna. After this, I'm not gonna make more live feeds on this. I just wanted them to present their initial case, whistleblower case, putting evidence forward, and then made another video. Then this is the counter punching, trying to protect his turf, and that's it. After this, they need to get themselves really, really good attorneys, and really use their evidence wisely.
Now in that position to move the company forward.
I bet Dara rubbed his ass with those face masks. He probably did. Damn, I'm not. If that's the truth, I'm not putting one of them on. I got the good mask. I got the N95. So.
It works with Dave Mata, and they came up with this, and I'm going to walk you through it. It almost puts tears in your eyes.
Tears in your eyes.
When we talk about
he likes it. See, he likes to pull the emotional. Tears in your eyes.
What we want to do is, guys, and we haven't been able to perform it. We haven't had an app, right? We haven't been able to get out there. We tried. We paid a lot of money. We thrown money at it.
Yeah, show the evidence. Yeah, where? Show the documents. No, we already did. I have documents and documents and documents. Show the document.
Tagline, going places and doing good. If you think about that,
calm down, guys. Calm down, tigers.
It's not me.
Calm down.
Dark Road Run.
It was Daniel and David that came up with this. In the byline.
How about the tree thing? Planting the tree thing. That was my idea.
So great about what our company is about. Because our company is about helping people up, lifting a hand.
Love this shit. Hey, look at that eucalyptus right inside there. I wish I could show you.
We're not just entrepreneurs hacking out.
Yeah, we're people who take your money and don't provide you a service and then blame it on other people.
And I'll give you a little quick education. And maybe Taha already knows this. You might even know this because he's got a great
Veruca Shorts in the house. Good to see you.
You just
Thank you for the to the people in the rideshare driving school that are giving me airtime so I can get to the 4,000 hours. You guys rock. I'm in 2 streams at the moment. I'm on rideshare professor and rideshare driving school. I'm clocking up 4,000 hours on the second channel so that I can open it up for everything. Bring in attorneys. I've got a lot of good attorneys who can advise on business, on family cases. I'll bring in the owner of Keys of Nice, the largest car dealership in the United States, who has 30, 40 cars in his portfolio. I'll bring on NBA players. I'll bring on rock stars, Guns N' Roses, Foo Fighters. All of these people will be guests on my next channel the moment I hit 4,000. So I'm grateful to I'm really grateful to the rideshare community for getting me to that 4,000 hour mark on my other channel, which is Rideshare Driving School.
I don't speak any Spanish. And we probably write text messages 4 or 5 times.
This is so
and we do it through translators.
golden.
And last November,
Not gonna answer any questions. Keep telling fake ass stories.
he was really upset because we couldn't get open. Not upset with me.
Oh my god, that's weird.
Because he came in from LA. We met at Linda Michigan, and he had tears in his eyes.
Tears in his eyes.
And you know what it was?
See, he likes to play this emotional.
It's every Latino, every Hispanic in our company loves this company.
Because they can't understand.
Because it's a way for them to provide for their families. It's because we care about them.
How much money
and the question is, like we were talking, what is it, Oscar? why are you so emotional?
You look at
And he
look
said,
at where he is
"It's
behind
the
the
dream, man.
scenes. I don't know if he's being bullied right now.
And I got
You hear me?
Liam send me one.
I don't know if he's
Guys, calm down.
People are trying
He's
to
not on the screen. He doesn't want to be a part of it.
take their dream from us. If you don't have hope, it's the most powerful word ever.
I was highlighting this little piece here. This is a
No
great.
evidence. Not a single piece of evidence to counter all the stuff I talked about.
At lunch, and I actually cried.
Now he puts on a fake cry.
And this is what pisses me off right now.
Oh my God.
We try really hard for
Dude,
Fake crying.
this is unreal.
and then we have to put up with this kind of nonsense.
Wow.
But let me tell you, everybody in this company is committed.
This
And nobody's going to take this
this
apart.
this
You can
is
try.
all soap
But
opera.
let me tell you, you're going to get bloodied up in this mess. So, and I know I'm emotional because they believe in
great.
this company, and I'm not going to let them down.
Oh my God. This,
So, Tryp, going places and doing good is what you're going to
Wow.
be doing. And very damn
Baruch,
soon.
are you moving?
So
Are you seeing good money in Instacart? I think you're seeing good money in Instacart right now because of the pandemic times.
A better way to ride.
I would say you leave rideshare temporarily for the food delivery. You might be returning to the rideshare world, maybe September, October. But
Excuse me, our
this
mission is
the earnings with Instacart and Uber Eats, etc., are very overinflated at the moment. They're probably 20-30% higher than the usual, and that's just because of the current situation. So I wouldn't say, okay, I'm completely leaving the rideshare business for the food delivery business because I make more there. You make more there temporarily. What you really want to do is you want to be on 2 or 3 platforms, right? And you want to start recruiting your own private clients with business cards, right? You want to get tons and tons of business cards out, all your business cards, right? Boom, 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 to all your attached to magazines behind your seats so that the people take your cards and start building out your private clientele. That is where the money is. Why? Because the 50% of the fare doesn't go into Uber and Lyft's pockets. Peaceful Life, it goes into your pocket. And why? Because you set up an LLC and you set up a limo license, a TCP or a TCN.
Here's what we've developed in about 9 weeks.
yeah, I told you they were going to make a website. Look, this is another distraction. This is great. You know how long it took me to put up a website that's better than yours? I did it in 4 days by myself alone, you freaking.
So,
TrypRidesLawsuit.com, go check it
why
out.
we did this is to give somebody a snapshot.
I love it. And he's
What
not
is it
showing you a
like? What's
website,
it
by the way.
like?
Don't get conned by it. Look at what it's doing.
And it's not
This is
from
a PDF.
James,
Website.
exactly.
Create PDF.
That you can that on the record will constitute a threat. Exactly. Just
Tryp Visa pay card. You know,
that can be. But if any good attorney could spin that as a threat.
Right here.
Right. Not good. Not smart language. That's how bullies talk. Bloody you up, blah 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 blah. Right. Smack him down.
Great.
Every single
Not smart language by this guy over here. They kicked me out of the room. I showed you earlier, and they literally kicked me out of that chat room because I was attacking this fraud. So what I told you before, bullies will silence you. They will shut you up, right? I said that before I made those comments. He's probably going to shut me up, right? So, order in the court. Order in the court.
All the different maturations from hardware, software,
So now you're saying I understood
Bill is
everything.
a project manager, and he's been project managing.
Good White, we're just having some fun. We literally witnessing a pissing match. We literally witnessing a pissing match between these 2 guys and this guy here, this old fraud.
Oh my
So we have a rideshare software. It's being built. It's actually already running.
It's being built. It's being built.
Scale. It's enterprise to do 1 million rides a day. The scale is unlimited. We can do whatever we want.
Guys, new
It
car.
has attributes that we're now feeding into it. We think
Good.
because of the coronavirus and what's
Yeah, I'm
going
live streaming.
on,
Yeah, you
that
can come say hi if you want to.
there's going to be a shift.
They don't tell you how they bought for people. They got the previous rideshare app
That's cool. I guess you know what, you could even set up, you could set up, exactly, why not? You could set up business cards in your food delivery so that they contact you directly. So I'll go out, that's what I do for my private clients, by the way. I put everything on I pay everything cash on my credit card and they reimburse me plus my fees. So Laura, what we're witnessing right now is literally 2 whistleblowers that came out against the company. And then the CEO of the other company that was outed, his name is Bob McNulty, has a very, very shady track record for the last 30 years. They outed him, but now what they're getting into this emotional pissing match, which is not good. They should just let the attorneys take over. Your Yito, Instacart, deactivated.
Probably by the end of the week or next week. Once we're out of that, all the pieces of it that you saw off the ecosystem is being bolted together as we speak. This is your back office. Go to the next chart. So we've been looking for a back office that we've been talking about for well over a year. Well over a year.
What right?
New Zealand in the house.
You guys are still doing it.
How are you doing, buddy? How are you holding up? Vicky?
Let me just go through a few things. So what you'll find is a left-hand column navigation bar.
Guys,
most of you probably know.
look, he's sharing right now. You a PDF claiming this is website.
And kind of what this old is new. So I went back to a left-hand navigation system, make it easy for people. Yeah, hey, look, hey, there's all this stuff. Where's the compensation plan? Oh, click on it. Comes right up. Oh, where's the driver handbook?
Love it. No receipts, because he ain't got that.
Click on it, comes up. Terms of service.
Guys, you have no idea how much more about this. There's so much
market tracker. It's all there. You just
the truth's about to come out even more so.
And guess what? It's all there. You can read it. You can print it out. You can do whatever you want. We have a new addition to the market tracker as another tool, our sales marketing tools. And I want to just walk you through this because you guys will like this. I get a lot of questions from the field about how we can help people market. And so this sales.
Eddie, I'm with you. I agree. It's like literally.
3 weeks, 4 weeks. I just got the contracts. Signing them.
The train's left the track here.
Signing them probably tomorrow. But it has.
He said, she said, she said, he said.
Pieces to it. Let me just tell you what it does a little bit. First of all, they're app driven. They have Android and iOS.
Tony Sword, I mean, that's what we should be focusing on, right? Concerned our state is violating rights in the name of safety. 100%. 100%. 100%.
Beach management system, automated follow-up CRM system, interactive videos.
Why did you write your sheriff?
Yeah, he does. That's right. That's the part about why this is.
I'm sure it's not sheriff. Tony, you wrote there, said, I wrote my sheriff today. Surely you didn't mean sheriff. What were you talking about?
And what I wanted to do was create a podcast.
My sheriff? Oh, you wrote your sheriff. Okay.
Oh my God.
You wrote your local sheriff.
Why would you do a podcast?
I get it now.
So the drivers can call in, and we'll have guests there. The drivers
yeah, it's just Vicky. It's just a little online feud battle. These guys were let go, or they left, with a hard drive full of information, exposed Tryp, and now he's countering by trying to set the record straight. So you truly have a classic pissing match. He says this, they shout back. It's like a tennis match, like Wimbledon. It's better than Wimbledon.
He's giving timelines again. This is what he used to do all the time. He would give timelines.
Mark Rowden says gig workers won't be able to file in Nevada until early or mid-May. Wow, according to the governor. And I also got some news on from California. There's still a ways to go. They're not ready.
Here's what's really good, though, which I tried to get done before, but so if you go to the top, it's another type of navigation, but these are all my stuff.
Eddie, I still like what Eddie says. Eddie says this is bullshit at its best.
He's showing a PDF.
Everybody's been trying to get the profile. Pretending system that Taha built, you couldn't edit anything.
All right, my friends, I mean,
My people, you can go in
I think we've heard enough, right? Don't you agree? Wouldn't you agree? Like you put thumbs up if you think we've heard enough.
Are you a Tryp
I mean, we clearly see what's going on here right now. This is growing out of control. At this point, I'm really not enjoying it anymore. Mark Roughton, yep. Rideshare Trickster, welcome. California is taking June before their system will be ready. Yeah. Enough, yeah, exact. Enough shit slinging. I agree, James. Okay, I think we're all on the same page. I mean, we've heard it's too much drama for me. This is too much drama. These guys are taking the bait. They need to calm the F down. Genuine, good. My house has spoken. Your house has spoken. Our house, your house, we've spoken. We've had enough. We're going to be tuning out of the drama channel right now. I'd rather come back with other good topics. This here is deteriorating into just nonsense. This is like a clown show right now. Desmond also gives his thumbs up. All right, my friends. So we're on 111. I'm going to wish you guys an awesome Tuesday night. I've truly had it. I can't live. I'm getting a headache listening to this right now. And you guys rock. I appreciate all your input. Evil trip clowns. At least we had some good laughs. You guys made me laugh. I'm sure you had a chuckle and a laugh at home, which is cool. What channel is that? It's the Circus Clown channel. This is what this is. It's the Circus channel. If you're on HBO, just click on the Circus channel. You'll get this channel. This is getting silly now. Hey, Mark Roughton, have a good night. All of you stay safe, please. When you're outdoors, wear your masks, put your gloves on, keep your kids safe, and let's all work together. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for the clown, the Joker emojis. I appreciate that. Sponsored by PCP. Eddie, much love to everyone. I'm out of here. My eardrums are bursting listening to this. Have a good one, folks.